This is Tom Fox. I'd like to welcome you to the newest addition to the Compliance Podcast Network, the Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where you bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
In compliance, the value of anonymous reporting is undeniable. But with Ethico, anonymity doesn't mean a loss of connection. Our blinded, two-way communication fosters an environment of trust and confidentiality, encouraging open and honest dialogue. It's not just about receiving reports. It's about understanding the story behind each one, creating a culture of integrity and respect. Transform your approach to anonymous reporting with Ethico. Begin your journey at ethico.com/CPN, where you can book a demo, access an exclusive white paper by Tom Fox titled The ROI of Compliance, and utilize our free ROI calculator.
We conclude this week of compliance tips of the day around culture with a key way you can improve your culture in a variety of manners, and that is a listening tour. I first heard about this, I think, in 2012 or 2013 in a Compliance Week presentation, and it's still a great tool. As when Howard Schultz went back to Starbucks as CEO in 2022, he engaged in a listening tour literally across America. So what are the keys for a listening tour to improve your corporate culture? Number one, engagement. Start off by meeting as many stakeholders as possible. You can use town halls. You can engage with key employee leaders or stakeholders, employees identified as high risk or others. Listen to their compliance concerns and take their ideas back to your corporate office. After returning to the office, winnow down their ideas and suggestions that form the basis of your enhancements for your corporate culture. The employee engagement will lead to greater buy-in for your culture. Two, every town hall, every meeting, every small informal group is an opportunity to train. This can train on compliance. You can train on ethics. You can train on how employees can use compliance as a business tool. And you can talk, communicate, and educate. All of this gets employees and other stakeholders to start thinking about doing business both ethically and in compliance. And it will improve your corporate culture tremendously going forward. And finally, number three, think about such a listening tour as a way to do a risk assessment. Typically, most compliance professionals don't consider this, but now think about this same approach from the risk assessment perspective. Listen to your employee concerns and listen to compliance and cultural issues they raise. From there, you can begin to ask questions about what was done and why. It's an approach that's not adversarial or an interrogation, but you're ferreting out employees' concerns while having employees educate you about the effectiveness of your compliance program going forward. I can't really say enough about this approach. Louis Sapperman called it planes, trains, and automobiles. In the post-COVID era, many are not traveling nearly as much. But if you want to improve your culture, if you want to improve your compliance program, think about a listening tour for your employee base. As you know, this month's sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, including this podcast, is Ethico. Have you ever wondered about the ROI of your compliance program or had concerns with presenting budget proposals to your CFO? Well, I partnered with Ethico to write a white paper on the ROI of compliance and how you can think through compliance as an investment strategy. Ethico has put together a ROI calculator for you. Check them out on the website. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The Compliance Tip of the Day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network.